It is officially draft day. Let's go, John Wick. This is Christmas to a lot of people like me. 2023 NFL Draft. The mock version. Let's go! All right. I'm fired up. My record for getting through this with the amount of completions is 6. Now, that might seem like it's not that much, but on the hindsight, if you start looking at some of the guys that do mocks, even to go back with the Mike Mayocks, the Charles Davis, Bucky Brooks, Daniel Jeremiah's, blah, 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 you'll find that a lot of them are getting anywhere between 3 to 6 rate on any given year, and they do this for a living. So hopefully I get, let's go for the record, 7. That would be awesome. So I don't want to fit all 3 rounds into this, so I'll probably just put that in the comments. But here's what we're going to do with the mock draft. We're going to go through it, starting with pick 1, and we'll go on fire mode here. Pick 1, Carolina, Bryce Young. No surprise there, though. Pick 2, Houston's on the board. I got them going CJ Stroud. A little bit interesting. I found out that CJ Stroud's agency is the same one that Deshaun Watson had. Don't know if that plays any part of a factor. I know they want to probably keep things professional, but it's rumor season, right? So this is all you hear every single day, it seems. Pick 3, we got Arizona on the clock. I have them trading it. I don't know where they're going to trade it. They could trade this pick anywhere. Their roster needs a lot. So in this mock, I have them, the Colts actually just going up 1 seed. They're just going to trade a couple of 4th, maybe a 3rd if they have to, just to get that 1 seed. Again, they don't want Tennessee jumping them and getting the QB they want. For the mock draft's sake, I have them going Will Levis, the Kentucky QB. Next up, Cardinals, which just moved back. They're going to go with the best edge in the class, Will Anderson. Seattle's up at 5. I don't see how they don't go Jalen Carr if he slides this far. If it wasn't for the traffic accident and kind of that pro day, whatever that was, or whatever you want to call it, poor effort, or maybe some stuff going on behind the scenes, but he can only fall so far. So I have them 5 to Seattle. Number 6, Detroit. They need a corner. The one that stands out the most for me is Devon Witherspoon from Illinois. The way he attacks, the way he hits, plays well above his body size. I like that guy. I think he's a good fit for Dan Campbell. Detroit. 7, Vegas. In that division, you need a corner. You need a shutdown corner, and you need one with size. You need one with speed. There's a lot around that you need to shut down, or at least try to. Christian Gonzalez from Oregon is that guy for me, so he falls to 7. Number 8, Tyree Wilson. I wouldn't be surprised if he went number 2, but for this mock, I got him going to Atlanta at 8. Number 9, Chicago. Peter Skoronski, the guard from Northwestern. I think that's just a perfect fit. They can move him around. He plays guard. He can play tackle. A little bit short arms, but they need a few pieces, Chicago, and I think that one just fits perfectly. 10, the Eagles. As a fan, I think I would love and jump up and scream at the TV if they get Bijan here, but I just don't think it's going to happen based off what they traditionally do. And I think they'll grab Paris Johnson Jr. here, the tackle from Ohio State. Granted, he did play guard for a year, so he's got that experience. He can slide in for Isaac that we lost to Pittsburgh. And then, when Lane retires or gets injured, or Myles too, he could slide to either side, and then boom, your offensive line doesn't get hit. Number 11, Tennessee. I have Anthony Richardson falling here. I don't think Tannehill's the answer. They have too many holes to fill in the O-line. That would be a good fit here too, but I just think it might be too rich to pass up if Richardson falls here at 11. 12, Houston. I have them going CJ Stroud at 2. What better way as your welcome to the NFL moment than pair him with his college teammate Jackson Smith-Njigba from Ohio State? So that would be awesome. Let's pair them together. 13, Green Bay. After moving up on the trade with the Jets, 2 slots in the Aaron Rodgers deal. They need wide receiver, they need tight end, they need safety. I think safety and wide receivers maybe are a little bit too rich here. So they're going to grab a tight end, and the best pass catching one out there is Dalton Kincaid. Reminds me of Zach Ertz so much. I think that'd be a great fit for Jordan Love. Let's go Kincaid at 13. 14th, New England. I really could see them going Lukas Van Ness. He seems like that kind of guy. But they do need to protect Mac Jones. We don't want him having another hissy fit next year on the field. So we're going to go Broderick Jones, the big offensive tackle. And then we're going to go back-to-back. Jets on the clock now. They got to protect A-Rod. Darnel Wright, the tackle from Tennessee, is off the board here. 16 is Washington. Wouldn't be surprised if they go Hendon Hooker, but maybe they want to give Howell and Brissett that opportunity. I don't know. For this mock, I'm having them grab Michael Mayer, the tight end from Notre Dame. I think people just kind of forgot about him over the year, and because we knew how good he was as a freshman and as a sophomore, and then you see him as a junior, and he's going to be off the board here at 16. At 17, Pittsburgh, Joey Porter Jr. It's just a slam dunk. It makes too much sense for me. I know they need a tackle. They could use some other pieces, but just that history, how he plays, he's on the line of scrimmage, bump and run all day, get in your face kind of guy. That just fits the mold well with Pittsburgh as well. So then Lukas Van Ness will fall one more to me. So he'll go to 18 to Detroit. Pair him with Aiden Hutchinson on one side, Devon Witherspoon now on the corner. That's all of a sudden a pretty darn good looking defense on paper. See what they can do to turn that season around. 19, Tampa Bay. I've done this mock draft, I don't know, 15 times, the 3-round one. I mean, because I keep going back and then I'm like, this guy can't slide this far, blah, blah, blah. At 19, I think every single mock draft, except one, I had him, Bijan, going to Tampa Bay. But I don't know how Nolan Smith can slide to 19. With his size, how fast he runs, that guy's a physical freak. We just watched a guy last year climb all the way to 1 because he was a physical freak. Now, Nolan Smith was hurt a little bit last year, so we didn't get to see the entire year of tape on him. But, man, I think Tampa's going to have a hard time going Bijan here if Nolan Smith is on the board. So let's go Nolan Smith. 20th, Seattle. They're going to grab Hendon Hooker. He's going to sit behind Geno. I think that's such a great play long term for that team, and they've already had so many other picks in this draft to build on with other positions of need, so I don't think that's an issue. 21, we got the LA Chargers. I think they go Myles Murphy. If he falls here, Deonte Banks and Jordan Addison I think would be great fits too, but Myles Murphy falls to 21. 22 is Baltimore. I think they need that corner. They haven't re-signed Marcus Peters. There's a kind of a void there to begin with. I think they're going to go Deonte Banks. The corner, great size, great speed, got everything you need. He's off the board here. 23, Minnesota. This is where Jordan Addison falls to me. I think that'd be such a great pairing with what they got there in the wide receiver room. Give one more shot to the can here of Kirk Cousins, see if he can get Minnesota on some sort of run. 24th is Jacksonville. They need an entire line, especially with the news from Cam Robinson today. Wouldn't be surprised me tackle, guard, Osiris Torrance can go here, even a safety, but they also, or a center, but they do need a safety. And Brian Branch is still on the board, the Alabama safety. So let's go Jacksonville 24, grabbing the Alabama safety, Brian Branch. At 25, the New York Giants are on the clock. And I think if they don't believe they can sign Barkley long term, what better fit than Bijan? Granted, if you do that, I don't think you're going to be able to get that much value out of the trade for Barkley because of the devaluation of running backs. But I'm going to have them going Zay Flowers, the wide receiver. They need an alpha. They don't have it. Maybe he's your guy here. 26 is finally where Bijan slide ends. I don't want him seeing, as an Eagles fan, going to the Cowboys, but holy shit, if he went to Dallas at 26, wow. That's probably the league's best-selling jersey before he even hits training camp. 27, the Bills. To me, Emmanuel Forbes would be such a nice fit. Leads the NCAA in 6 pick sixes in his career. That's incredible. He's a ball hawk. I don't like that he's 6'1", 166. That's tiny. But Buffalo's maybe the spot where that makes sense because of the secondary they have around him and the safeties and the veteran leadership sort of thing. 28, we got Cincinnati on the clock. It'd be nice if they paired all their offensive weapons with a tight end. Darnell Washington, I think, would be such a unique fit for them. I'm going to go Washington, the big Georgia tight end here at Cincinnati. 29th, New Orleans. We're going to grab the Pittsburgh defensive tackle, Cansey, get him off the board. I think he's got to go to a place that's not a 3-4, 4-3 makes the most sense. And then they lost some guys there and have some holes, so that just seems to be a hand-in-hand pickup here. 30th, the Eagles on the board again. I like them going Keon White here, the Georgia Tech defensive end, defensive tackle. He's a big guy, 6'5", 285. He can move. I could see that being a guy that rotates in through the D-line in the second unit with Fletcher Cox, Milton Williams, and perhaps be a good fit. The Kansas City Chiefs are at 31. There's a few guys that I think could go here at 31. They could go wide out. They could go rush. And then with rush, there's a few guys that fit in this. Is a Will McDonald. I have him going Felix from Kansas State. There's a few other guys that would work here too, but let's have him going with Felix at 31. I don't want to go through the entire round 3 because I'll lose my voice for one. But also that would be too long of a video for YouTube. I wouldn't be able to get her on time. But the highlights from round 2, let's just go through that. Pittsburgh grabs a defensive tackle, Mozzie Smith. I think that one's amazing because he's a big dude right in the heart of that defense. That's what they need. Houston, similar thing with Bryce. If he falls out of the first round, it's because of his injuries, or injury history, I should say. Arizona gets Gibbs off the board, the Alabama running back. Wouldn't that be awesome? Rams go Quentin Johnson. That'd be a big one. First linebacker comes off the board at 40 at the New Orleans Saints, grabbing Trenton Simpson from Clemson. What else do we got? Zach Charbonnet, the running back from UCLA, going to 44 to the Atlanta Falcons. Jordan Battle, the next safety, going at 45 to the Packers. Will McDonald slides all the way to 46 in this mock. One I really like that I think would be such a good fit is Jack Campbell, the linebacker, going to Detroit Lions. It's just such a Dan Campbell kind of guy. It makes sense. Keep going down. Josh Downs to the Chargers, pardon me. Luke Musgrave to Miami. Sam Laporta to the Cowboys. Cody Mock to the Bills. That one is also a good fit. Kendre Miller to the Bengals. And then another running back right after, Rashawn Johnson, the Texas running back, goes to the Bears. All those all sound pretty good to me. Round 3, Drew Sanders, a linebacker, to New Orleans. You got Thule to Denver. DJ Turner, the speedster corner, go to Arizona. Foskey, the Notre Dame edge, to the Bears. That'd be pretty cool. Lions grab Tanner McKee, the Stanford quarterback, to back up Jared Goff. I think that would be a good fit, as in they're very similar type quarterbacks, so we'll see how that goes. Mingo, the wide receiver from Ole Miss, to the Patriots. Ika, the big nose tackle, goes to Baltimore. Riley Moss, the white corner, makes some noise. What up? Never happens. Jason Sehorn, represent. He goes to the Vikings at 87. Hey, it worked with Smith at safety. I'm just saying. The Pittsburgh running back, I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name right now. He goes to the Giants to back up Barkley. And that's about it for round 3. I mean, all these are fascinating. I could talk about all these all day. There's a few trades that I think make sense for people to move up or move down. I really think Green Bay should move down from 13. That would just make too much sense here. Seattle could certainly move up, move down as well. Same with Detroit. There's just so many options. And then the Eagles, it'd be rare to me if they kept 10 and 30. Which one they'd move up, which one they move down, I'm not too sure. There's maybe a few guys that are edges, Will Anderson or Tyree Wilson, where if they start sliding past, 5, 6, and I don't think they will, but if they do, I think Eagles climb, maybe use a 10 and, some third, fourth, maybe some future third, fourth, seconds if need be, to bump up to grab one of those guys. And I don't think Jalen Carter's falling to 10 anyway. But we don't know what we don't know. That's why I like saying, we don't know what we don't know. If this was easy to do, everyone would do it. I'll just finish by saying the one thing I love doing about mock drafts is I don't go and copy and paste stuff that I see in other websites from other mock drafts. I like doing it completely on my own. Last year I watched 22 college games. I watched the entire week of the Senior Bowl. That includes the practice recaps, the games, the other bowl games, The other All-Star games aren't as big. I watched them all. My PVR still has random college games on it, like Washington versus, Northwestern or whatever. I just think it's fascinating. So there's so many cool players from this draft. I hope I get a few of them right, but wouldn't be surprised if I don't. If I can get at least, let's say, 4, I'd be happy with it. Okay, one last thing. I like doing guys that are, my guys, like my favorite guys. And it's too easy to pick guys in the top 10 because, of course, you like them. They're in the top 10 because they're well-known, they're popular, they have stats, all that stuff. But, once you start looking further, that's the ones that I really like. Michael Mayer, again, I've seen him since he was freshman at Notre Dame. The guy's a freak. He does everything you like, kind of like Pat Freiermuth, a little bit of Gronk, kind of mash them together. That's what he reminds me of. Hendon Hooker, I think, reminds me a lot of Desmond Ridder last year, who I liked just as much as I liked Kenny Pickett. I thought he had a shot to go a lot higher than what he did, but Ridder and Hooker, very smart players, kind of play like that point guard, a facilitator of the football sort of thing. Really like that. Keep going down here. Bijan, I mean, that's a no-brainer, of course. Brian Bryce, if his injuries get better and his medical checks out, I think he goes a lot higher than 33. Gibbs, no-brainer, one of the best pass-catching running backs in the entire NCAA. It's all he does is catch patches. It's unbelievable. Cedric Tillman, I think, had a shot to be better than his counterpart, Jalen Hyatt, at Tennessee. So we'll see how that pans out as things go on. Moving on to back end of round 2. Kendre Miller, I think people forget about him. I wish he was healthy for that national championship game so we could see what he's made of. But he's not. Rashawn Johnson, didn't get to see him a lot because he's backing up Bijan, but he's got all the skills, he's got the traits, he's got the size. If he goes into the right fit, he could definitely get some touches year 1. And then, round 3, Mims. I really like Mims. I think he's better than the third round, but, we'll see. And some guys farther in the rounds too, even in 4th round guys. I mean, Eli Ricks, I think, is going to fall to 4th round. Fascinating prospect. His ceiling would be very high, but his floor is also very low. Jerry Patterson as well, the guard center from Notre Dame. I like him. There's a lot of good picks. I'm excited to see how this goes. But this is the end of the draft. I am losing my voice. We are only hours away from the draft, and I just really want to watch it. So let's get fired up. Let's get to the draft. Go Eagles. Let's have some fun. NFL draft, baby.